One of my Armani perfumes lasted 2 hours on my skin and costs more than 3 of my favorite designer perfumes combined. Today we will talk about which designer fragrances are actually worth your money and which ones I deeply regret buying. Also, if you're still about to shop some fragrances for your significant other, watch it, as this video can be your buying guide. Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Diana and I am a fragrance enthusiast who has been collecting fragrances over the last 5 years. Here on this channel we talk about all fragrances. It doesn't matter if it's niche, designer or Middle Eastern, the ultimate goal is just to smell good and feel good. So I have 6 designer perfumes next to me that I would repurchase tomorrow, and 4 I will never buy again. And one of them is from Hermes. So let's talk about what's actually worth it and what's a total letdown. Some of these surprised even me, because expensive does not always mean better, and affordable doesn't mean cheap quality. I'm going to be completely honest about the performance, the longevity, and whether the price justifies what you get. And stick around, because at the end I will tell you which one shocked me the most. So let's start with the positive side and the potential repurchases. The first one will not surprise anyone. It's gonna be Libre from YSL. And to be honest, this would be my signature scent if I had one. And here is why I absolutely repurchase it. The opening is beautiful. It has a beautiful lavender with orange blossom. It's fresh, slightly citrusy, feminine, but not overly sweet. And what I really love is that it transitions into this warm vanilla musky scent that lasts all day long on my skin. I get easily 7 to 8 hours of longevity, and people always ask me what I'm wearing. Even though designer perfumes are becoming more and more expensive, still the performance justifies every cent. This is the kind of fragrance that works for me for office, for dinner, for every day. It's versatile without being boring. If you only own one YSL, make it this one. But the next YSL might surprise you even more. So the next one is YSL Black Opium over Red. And yes, I'm choosing this one over the original Black Opium, where the original can be a bit too sweet and coffee forward for me. Over Red adds this gorgeous cherry note that balances everything. It still has that addictive coffee vanilla, but with a fruity twist, which makes it also more wearable for daytime. The cherry in here is candid, but still dark, so it makes the perfume to smell more expensive. The original Black Opium DNA is prominent in the dry down, so still you have to enjoy it, but luckily I'm able to detect the cherry throughout the entire wear. The longevity of this one is moderate, and I think it is wearing a little bit lighter than the original Black Opium. If you love Black Opium, but sometimes you find it too intense, too overbearing, this flanker is absolutely worth a try. It's around the same price point, but for me this one is a better version. But speaking of unique takes of classics, the next one is L'Interdit from Givenchy. I know that the rouge is everyone's favorite, but I'm choosing the original one instead. This was the first perfume that introduced that sweet bubblegummy tuberose to me. I love the sweetness of the white florals, and also there is some kind of darkness from the patchouli and vetiver that makes it modern and sophisticated. What I love is the longevity. I get solid 8 hours, and the sillage is just perfect. People really smell it when they hug you, but you're not gonna choke out everyone in the room. And for about, I think, 70 or 80 euros, this is one of the best value for designer fragrances that you can buy. It smells much more expensive than it is, and I always get compliments when I wear it. The next fragrance is my ultimate sexy and flirty pick. It's gonna be Prada Paradoxe Intense, and this is basically neroli jasmine with a beautiful mossy amber base. What makes the intense version very special is the concentration. It is richer, it is deeper, it lasts significantly longer than the original Paradoxe. This was the first perfume that really made me realize that I'm truly enjoying the note of oak moss in perfumes. Also, it is definitely a compliment getter. I was even chased down at the airport by a lady just because she wanted to know what perfume I was wearing. I think you can see that my dents don't lie. These perfumes are truly my favorites. The price tag of this one is a slightly bit more expensive than the previous ones, but still we are talking about normal designer prices. Now this one is a bit different. It's gonna be Guerlain Insolence. And what really makes this special is that you don't see people talking about it anymore. This is violet, iris, some berries, and tonka in the base. It's vintage inspired, but not old-fashioned. It's like a modern take on classic French perfumery. I own both the old and the new formulation of this fragrance, and I have to say that the older version is stronger, jammier, and longer lasting. However, the newer version is also quite lovely. If you are following my scent journey here on YouTube for a while, then you know that I'm a big lover of violet fragrances, so I had to include this classic in this lineup. You can get Insolence for around 60 to 80 euros on discount websites, and it is absolutely worth it. If you want something that nobody else is wearing, then try Insolence. And speaking of hidden gems, this last perfume is a total steal. It is none other than This Is Her from Zadig and Voltaire. And hands down, this is the best value on this entire list. It is vanilla, sandalwood, and chestnut, some cream. It's very creamy, cozy, and very addictive. And it costs around, I think, 40 or 60 euros, depending on the size. And when it comes to the performance, I can get easily 8 hours, sometimes more. The projection is moderate, but very consistent. This is basically my everyday comfort scent when I just want to smell good without really thinking too hard about it. I love the perfume so much that I also purchased the body lotion of it so that I can layer the two together. So if you are on a budget but want something that smells expensive, this is it. I've gone through multiple bottles and I will continue repurchasing this forever. Okay, so now let's talk about the regrets. And trust me, some of these hurt to admit. My first pick is Barenia from Hermes, and I want to be very clear. This is eventually a beautiful fragrance. It is very well made, very sophisticated. It is a modern chic fragrance with ginger lily, patchouli, oak, and akigaya wood. But here is my problem. It is not my style. It is too mature for me, even though patchouli and I are eventually slowly becoming friends. It is still not me. When I wear it, I feel like I'm wearing someone else's perfume. It simply doesn't feel like me, no matter how beautiful it is. I am still keeping it in my collection for reference and also because my nose is changing a lot, so God knows, maybe I will like it later. So there is a lesson here, I guess. Just because a fragrance is prestigious doesn't mean it's right for you. Trust your own taste and sample first. But the next one, well, this one actually really disappointed me. It is from Armani, from the Prive line. It's Povoine, Suzhou. And this is something that just genuinely upsets me. It is a beautiful scent. It has peony, rose, pink pepper. It is a beautiful floral composition, smells expensive, feels luxurious. When you first spray it, it's just beautiful. But here is the problem. It only lasted me about 2 hours on my skin, maybe 3 if I'm being very generous and overspraying it. So for over about 150 euros, I expected a much better performance and I got nothing. I tested it multiple times, different seasons, different application methods, layered, not layered, same results. It just doesn't last on me. I could buy then basically 3 bottles of Givenchy's L'Interdit for the same price and would get way better performance. This is a perfect example of why price doesn't equal quality. And yes, you may say that longevity should not be a deal breaker, but 2 hours for me, for my own preferences, is still too low. So, speaking of disappointing luxury, Tom Ford, Soleil, Neige. Another luxury disappointment. And please do not click away. Let me explain. It has bergamot, jasmine, vanilla. It's beautiful, it's creamy, it's fresh, it's floral, it's sweet. The opening is just gorgeous. But the longevity? 2 to 3 hours maximum, again, if I overspray it. For a Tom Ford private blend that costs around 150 to 200 euros, that's unacceptable. I love Tom Ford fragrances, but this one just doesn't deliver on performance. I can get similar vibes from much cheaper alternatives that last twice as long. When you're paying luxury prices, you should get luxury performance, in my opinion. And this doesn't cut it. Now, this last one will be about knowing your own preferences. Elie Saab, girl of now, shine, and I had to learn this lesson the hard way. Pineapple, pistachio, almond, orange blossom, it is amazing, right? It is also a lot of content creators' favorite, still up until today, but here is what I discovered. I absolutely hate the note of pineapple in perfumes. It turns screechy and sour on my skin in a way that it really disturbs my nose. I didn't know this before buying this bottle, and now I know. The fragrance itself is well made, the performance is decent, around 6-ish hours, but every time I wear it, that pineapple note just dominates everything and I can't get past it. So the lesson? Always test fragrances before buying and pay attention to the notes. And if you know that you don't like a certain note or ingredient, trust that instinct. So for about 70 to 80 euros, this was an expensive lesson that I learned. But you know what? Sometimes these mistakes teach us the most about what we love. So let me wrap this up with the biggest takeaways. So this is what we learned. 6 designer perfumes that are absolutely worth it. YSL Libre, Black Opium over Red, Givenchy's L'Interdit, Prada Paradoxe Intense, Guerlain Insolence, and the incredible value of Zadig and Voltaire's This Is Her. And the biggest lesson? Price doesn't equal quality. And expensive doesn't mean that it's right for you. Trust your own nose, test before you buy, and don't be afraid to admit when something doesn't work out for you, even if it's from a prestigious brand. And if this video helped you to make smarter fragrance decisions, give it a thumbs up so more people can find it, and subscribe if you want more honest perfume reviews without the hype. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, bye bye.